liquid1 is a software allowing and helping us how to prepare liquid NPK fertilizers by dissolving raw materials. And we have different tools here, and we shall see some of them in this video. Let us start first of all with the simplest one. Suppose that I want a liquid NPK formula based on urea for the nitrogen source, potassium chloride, suppose that I want based on potassium chloride, and I can use phosphoric acid or I can use only solid. Here, for instance, the source of the phosphorus will be only monoammonium phosphate or monopotassium phosphate, and suppose that I want a formula 3, 1, 5 potassium, suppose 0.5 magnesium, and 1 sulfur. Nice. If I click on Achieve, I have the list of all the raw material: urea, MAP, potassium chloride, magnesium sulfate, a total of 191 kilo. The remaining part in 1 ton will be the water. It means 809 liters of water. Now that I have the liquid NPK 315, let us inject it in the irrigation system. And let us, for instance, injecting 1 liter per cubic meter. The density, by the way, is 1.12 in this case. If I inject 1 liter per cubic meter, the concentration of the nitrogen will be 33.6, 11.2 ppm, 56 ppm, 5p6, and so on. I can, by the way, I prepare a ready NPK, so I shall not have all the time to do all the operation. And the NPK solid fertilizer 15.7, 5.2, 26.17, 2.6 NPK solid fertilizer. I have here the formula, and by dissolving this fertilizer, I have also a reduction, by the way, of the temperature. I can show also details of raw materials. If I click on, I have here the list of all the raw material, the prices, and the cost. And later on, we shall see how I can readjust the price and the currency in use. Next step will be another example, free raw material use. I am opening the screen. I click on it. And now I shall put fertilizers in the tank. I decide the amount of water that I want to include, suppose 1,000 liters, okay? And now I am free to put everything. Suppose that I want to put some quantity of urea, 50 kilograms of urea. Immediately I have here the change of the formula. Now I have 2.1900, and I have also the drop in temperature, including the reduction. Let us put some amount of potassium nitrate. Okay, I want to put potassium nitrate 125 kilo. Automatically I have the change of the formula, 3.30, 4.9, and I have also the drop in temperature. And now I put also monoammonium phosphate, 50 kilo, I decide to put 50 kilo. I shall have the formula here, 3.6, 2.4, 4.7, and P2O5, K2O. And the profile also of the nitrogen, by the way. And the temperature at the beginning was 21 degrees. And because of the reaction is endothermic, I have reduction of temperature. Now, suppose that I put 200 kilo of potassium nitrate. I have an announce, warning, solubility, I cannot do it. One of the possibilities is to heat the water. If I put, for instance, a different water with the hot water, for instance, if I'm heating the water, let us take, for instance, now a water with 35 degrees. Okay, I click on temperature, 35. Okay, now if I change or I click again the 200, I have no more problem. So I have produced now 4.2, 2.3, 7 by using water of 35 degrees. At the beginning, I have a reduction of 16 degrees, and the final temperature of the solution will be 18.4. I can put here, for instance, micronutrients. Suppose that I want to put EDTA, 25 grams. And here an example. I want to put some sulfate. Let us put here some amount, 100 grams. And I have also the density, which is 1.30. And I have on the side, on the right, the profile of all the raw materials. If I had the data of the water, the EC, I could have also the conductivity of the solution. And now I can show here that can change the money, dollar, yen, euro. I can change the prices of the raw material, and I have the cost of the formula that I have produced. This is a simple way I am totally allowed to change the raw material, and automatically I shall have the formula that I have achieved. Another example will be the inverse. Now I decide about the formula that I want, and the software will give me the recipe, which raw material I'm going to use. For instance, suppose that I want to produce a quantity of 10 tons of fertilizer, 10,000 kilo. Okay, so I fill 10,000. Okay, I want the potassium to come from the potassium chloride and the nitrogen to come from urea. I shall look for a formula which is 4, 2, 6, 1, and here I have the list of all the raw material, including a mix between monoammonium phosphate and phosphoric acid. I could decide to use only phosphoric acid or only monoammonium phosphate, so I have only to change the number on the screen. The formula achieved, the liquid 4261 has a density of 1.14. We see here that from a water of 21 degrees at the beginning, the final temperature will be 1144. I have also the list of all the raw material, and as I told you previously, I am using here the phosphoric acid and the monoammonium phosphate. If I am injecting this in the irrigation, suppose that I want to inject it at 1.7, 2 liters per cubic meter. I know now that the density is 1.14. So this will be the amount that I shall inject. And I have here the concentration in ppm. 91, 45, 136, 22.8 ppm, and 156 SO3. I have here all the recipe of the raw materials, and I return to the menu. I have also the possibility to use a ready NPK formula. If I buy an NPK soluble fertilizer in the market, suppose that I have in the market some formula soluble fertilizer 15, 10, 30, for instance. This is a formula that I buy. And some amount of magnesium, 0.5. And I know that nitrogen nitric form is 5 and ammonium is 10. So this is a formula that I have. Now I shall put this fertilizer in the dissolution system, and I open the water. For instance, I can put 100, 103. I can note the amount of water that I want to put. For instance, 100 liters of water. And I shall start to put fertilizers. Each kilo will change for me the formula. 1 kilo, so 101 kilo, 102, 3, 4, 5 kilo. All the time the formula that I produce is different. I can increase it 7, 8, 9, 10 kilogram of powder that I shall dissolve, and I can use also the acids to increase the phosphorus level. I have here also the cost of the fertilizers. Now the next example will be a very wide advanced plant working by liquid mix. It means all the raw materials are in liquid form. In this case, it's a full plant. So let us start with the example. I have a stock of raw material. For instance, here I have urea, which is 1800 in liquid form. I have more than 8 tons. I have 7.5 tons of ammonium nitrate, 1600. I have potassium sulfate, 5 tons. Potassium nitrate, 2.60, 9.2. And potassium chloride. Potassium nitrate, potassium chloride. A stock of magnesium sulfate that I have dissolved, phosphoric acid, and nitric acid. So I have a stock of different raw material in liquid form. And now I can, for instance, decide that I want to increase the amount of urea. Okay? So I shall open the amount of water. In this dissolution tank, I decide that I want to put 100 liters of water, and I want to put urea inside. And I shall put, for instance, 40 kilograms of urea. So I have produced a formula of 13.100, and the density is 1.08. This urea, I can transfer it to the main tank. So now I shall have a new stock, and the calculation is done to combine the previous density and the actual density of the urea. I have more than 8.2 tons of urea in liquid form. Suppose that I want to increase also the stock that I have of potassium chloride. 200 liters of water I put. and potassium chloride. And I shall put, for instance, with this 200 liter, 50 kilograms of potassium chloride. I have produced a formula of 0012, and I transfer it to the stock. Actually, it's 4.7, now it's 4.972 kilo. This is the new stock that I have. And now let us go to the future step where I shall mix these different fertilizers. I return to the menu. Now the next screen, now I have the raw material stock. Here I use the previous one, okay? And I want a formula based on urea and potassium nitrate, potassium chloride, excuse me, and the phosphorus will come from the phosphoric acid. Generally, in liquid mix, we are not dissolving MAP, we are using phosphoric acid. So all the phosphorus will come from it. And the formula that I want to produce, let us say, for instance, 4, 2, 6, 1 magnesium, 1 sulfur. Okay, this is what I want. Now, achieved. I have an announcement that it's a too high density formula. It's a problem. So let us reduce, for instance, the potassium only for the example. I shall produce 4 to 5. And now I have no more problem. And I have here examples showing me the different raw material in liquid form that I have used for the producing of the 4 to 5. 222 liter kilo of the urea, the potassium chloride, the whole is in weight. And this reactor is sitting on the load cell, and all the time the controller is reading the amount of additional liquid, opening and closing the different pump to achieve the liquid mix operation. I have all the time the possibility to open water, to put a little more water, so I shall dissolve, for instance. You see that the formula changed. I can put more water or reduce it again, back. Okay, so I have my 4251 2.5 liquid formula that I have produced, and all the profile of the raw material that I've used in liquid form. So this is a very advanced system for a plant. This is another example, another screen showing basically the same, but here I have also the monoammonium phosphate. I can use also powder, despite that generally we use liquid phosphoric acid in liquid mix and not powder. Okay, so this is working by the same way that we have seen before. I return to this menu. I have a lot of tools here. This is the reactor sitting on the load cell. This is the electronic system activating the different pump. This is the main board of the control of the production. And I have, like this, a lot of tools in this software, including prices of fertilizers, micronutrient, micronutrients, periodic table, the water analysis, and the solubility, and several tools that I have no time now to describe. But this is a very advanced possibility of liquid mix. This is practically a plant, not for the simple farmer or not a big farmer. The software has been developed by LRGAD from LGAD Agrosystem. For contact, you have here my details. Contact me, LRGAD, from LGAD Agrosystem, my website, and my mail. Thank you very much.